Hi there. It's December 26th, 2015, the day after Christmas for those who like to celebrate it. I just want to talk a little bit about the weather around the world that we know is weather modificated, however you say that. It's been so warm that I still have stuff growing that I can eat outside. Raining. We did have one big snow, but no big deal. That didn't last. Actually been quite amazing and wonderful, but around the world there are things happening that aren't good. Drought in a lot of places, flooding, really bad flooding where people are evacuated out of their homes. I'm lucky that right now I don't have that happening to me, but it is happening to people, and there's a cold front heading in other places that people will need help if they're living outside. Some people can't afford heat. Some people can't afford food. And we all need to be helping each other in any way we can, because anytime we help anybody, it helps ourselves too. I would like to talk a little bit about a lot of the fear that's going around still, and attacks that are happening, um, and the pain that a lot of people are feeling. I see a lot of it as just government control and trying to take. So I had to pause that. Somebody in my family had to tell me something. I got these puzzles for my grandchildren, and they're like brain teasers, and so they've been trying to put them together and take them apart, and they're having a good time. And one of them figured out something, so had to show me that. Um, so anyway, back to the fear thing. This is what gets to me with the fear is that anytime in history there's things to be afraid of. Um, Animals, weather, aging, um, illness, fracturing your leg or ankle, or where you couldn't take care of yourself. Uh, and Freedom Fly said, uh, "We're all going to die, so don't let them take you, you know, by the balls, basically, with that idea of, oh my God, I'm going to die, because it's going to happen anyway. So don't let that be your motivator to move. Within ourselves, we have incredible energy and power, and we have eternal life. And I'm not talking about the Christian eternal life, whatever the label is that you want to call it, you can call it that, but we are spiritual beings. And if you just look around at nature, you can see the pattern of the way everything works. But life itself goes on and on and on, but it recreates and makes different forms. And that's the way it is. That's the truth, the reality of it all. So, us being part of that is that we're part of it. I mean, it's that simple. That we have things going on, yes, and we have things that we can pay attention to, and there are dangers, and there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself, but um, just be aware that there are con people that will try to seduce you into their ideas of what's right and what's wrong. And remember that the media in the United States, at least, is controlled by just a few people that own the media. So what you're getting from that is what they want you to hear. So, if you imagine if you ran a company or a country, how would you want to do it? You'd want to have people on your side. And you'd want the money to keep coming in, of course. And there are many different ways to do it, but right now it seems like the people that are controlling, a lot of them seem to be in favor of this idea of control, that the only way to keep the money is by controlling people. And some of that includes not being honest and upfront. I don't believe that's the only way to do things, because I believe that there's enough of everything for anybody, and um, we're not going to be out of stuff. On this plane, our physical body could be put in a cage or in prison. And in a lot of ways, we're kind of like that, as long as we're hooked on the idea that you have to work and pay your mortgage and buy things at the store. So that's a form of imprisonment. If you can't afford rent, then you're homeless. And if you're homeless, that's considered not a good thing to be. People try to help you find a job. People try to help you in ways that are conforming to the system and the way it is. And that's fine, but we could also have a system where the way it was that there was enough stuff to make housing and shelter, and there was enough food and water and air, and somehow we got, I want to say, bamboozled into the idea that it would be better to have this kind of housing or this kind of whatever, so that then we feel like we have to have a job and we have to blah, blah, blah. So within that, the system now has beings that control the weather, and that bet on the weather on Wall Street, and on agriculture, and people that continually try to control in every layer of what we need and who we are. You know, the commercials on TV that say, do you feel anxious when you meet people that for the first time? Maybe you need this medication. Or then if you use this medication, it's not quite doing the job. Sometimes it works better with this medication also. Or if your heart beats too fast, you need this medication. Blah, blah, blah. There's so many different layers of manipulation. And it's what I always think of is when I go to the fair, and there's all the people on the side with these games, you know, and they want you to play the game, and then they have these big prizes there that you can win if you play the game. And they show you how easy it is to win. So you play the game and you don't get anything, because it's set up to cheat people, or it's set up to that you don't win, whether it's cheating or not. The games are not as easy as they look. And it's the same way here on every level here. And a lot of the people that are even playing, such as when I was talking about the doctors or the people that work at the bank, or teachers, they're not even aware of the game, and they're all caught up in it also, and they believe that what they're telling you is the truth. So you have to look from your heart, and you have to be curious and investigate and learn to trust who you are, and the only way to do that is to find out who you are. Who are you really? And what really matters, and what's really important. And then the next step, in my opinion, is to see how everything's connected. That helps by going out into nature and seeing how one thing is connected to the other thing. And that works with music and with colors and dancing. So there is our own way through this. Like I like to picture that I'm walking and there's arrows being shot into the sky and they're falling down all around me. There's a way to walk through it without getting hit with the arrows. And that takes looking within and then trusting that you can find the path. And that helps to know that the arrow isn't going to kill you, unless it lands like directly into your skull and goes into your brain. And then that will only kill the physical part of you. Maybe. There's been lots of people that have gotten shot with arrows in the head and have survived. So don't be afraid of dying. Find out who you are, know what's going on, and enjoy your life. Okay, so adios. I'm grateful for you, and I am here at your service. Bye-bye. It's always fine. Where's the button to turn this off?